want to thank you all for being at this important exhibition today, and I'm sorry that I can't be with you. I've attended many of these in cities around the world, and they're an opportunity to show some of the strongest evidence that exists in our world ever of massive atrocities. And these are not atrocities that happened 70 or 80 years ago during World War II, but there are atrocities happening in Syria when these photos were taken some 10 years ago and continue to happen to today. They were taken by my friend whom we know by the name of Caesar, a very, very courageous individual who began as a military police photographer to see the corpses of people that he knew well arriving at the military hospital with directions for him to take photos in order to create sort of phony investigative files. And when he saw this, he became fearful himself and thought of leaving the country, but instead decided to stay. And for a period of some 2 years, as he was directed to take the photos of thousands of individuals tortured to death by the Syrian state, he smuggled out of that military hospital those photos. And those photos are extremely strong evidence because they show, and I know it's obscured on some of the images for the protection of the victims and their families, but actually show the facility in which this individual drew their last breath. And it show also, because of the way that he downloaded them day by day by day, essentially the day on which they died. Together with the information in the photos themselves, he also took images of the orders that he was under, making it absolutely clear that this government, its intelligence services, knew exactly what it was doing. And what that was part of a campaign by the Syrian government headed by Bashar Assad then and now to suppress a popular uprising, not originally a civil war, but a situation in which tens of thousands of ordinary Syrians took to the street and demanded their respect for their human dignity, demanded that Syria might become a state like others, where people would have democratic rights and where those rights would be protected. Eventually there were more than 100,000 in the street, and always in their chants was peaceful, peaceful. They wanted change in a peaceful way, and that's something that Assad could not abide. So as we've seen in other documents, he basically unleashed the goons to arrest in excess of 200,000 of his own citizens, send them into dungeons, into prisons, into cells underground, fit for, if they were fit at all for human beings, for only about 1/10 of the people that were crammed into them. They're starved, they're tortured, they're beaten to the extent that thousands died in each of these prisons. And then amazingly, that administration decided to photograph its own victims.